Ooh, a box. I wonder what's in it. Let's open her up. Ooh. Hi guys, it's Matt here. So today I got this guy, the Harmony Companion Hub and Remote, which promises to bring some sort of sense and order to the massive amount of shit you probably have sitting in your living room. In this video I want to take you through unboxing this guy, the initial setup, and what my first impressions of using it are. Also, I want to kind of apologize for the quality of this video. My camera has been taken off to Europe by my parents to take pictures of dikes and ducks and windmills and whatever else Holland has. I don't know, they're Dutch. But yeah, so anyways, let's get on with the video. So it comes in sort of an Apple style box within a box packaging, which I kind of hate because you have this. Anyways, on the first layer, you have the hub and a quick getting started manual, which introduces you into getting the hub set up. And then under this again, you've got the actual controller itself and some cables. So there is the power cable, the power plug, and a IR booster, which you can sort of put outside of the cabinet if you're keeping this guy in a cabinet. And of course, a USB cable to program it all if you're programming for an APC. The hub itself is sort of a pretty minimalistic little puck, which is exactly what you want. And even still in the plastic wrap, I'm really impressed with just the build quality of this remote. First page of the getting started guide is pretty simple. Sort of put it in your cabinet, plug it in, and you're ready to. When it's plugged in, it sort of just sits there with this flashing red light. And you have to go to the next page of the manual, which says to download the app to get started. So over on my phone, go over to the store. As you can see, I'm running the iOS 11 beta, so that might hamper things. But type in Harmony and it's pretty much the first result to come up, which, isn't surprising, but makes it a lot easier so you don't have to dig around. And with it downloaded, we can open it up. It's all a bit slow initially, but I guess this is the first time launching it, so I couldn't be too surprised. But there we have an option to set up a new device. It comes into this video, which never gets playing until it finds the device, and we just have to put in our Wi-Fi password. It takes a second to send that over and connect up to the Wi-Fi, and yeah, it got an error straight out of the box. Anyways, the app didn't want to work, so I relaunched it, and it opened up with this screen showing that it had found the hub on the local Wi-Fi. So press on this, let it load for a couple more seconds again, and hey presto, we have a login screen. So I chose to log in with my Google account, and after a couple of seconds, it, like all software things, provides us with a massive license agreement and then tries to install a software update. After this is done, it takes us to this little intro page, which talks about sort of the basics of using the thing. So the basics of the buttons on the remote, how it can work with home control things, and what the hub itself does. Next up, it gives you the option to copy over a setup from an existing Harmony remote. I don't have any. And then it finds any Wi-Fi devices on the network, which was kind of interesting. In this case, an Apple TV. And now you get the chance to manually add any IR devices, which is kind of the main way you're going to be controlling stuff with this. So first up, you've got a couple of options for entertainment, home control, computers, or scanning for Wi-Fi devices. I'm just going to add my TV up first. And then it searches through the Harmony database, which is pretty big, and after a couple of seconds, it appears to add the device quite successfully. Look, it's got a green tick and everything. So alongside the TV, I ended up adding our satellite box and our soundbar. And of course, with all the devices in place, you kind of want to test to make sure that they work. So it gives you buttons that let you test the on-off functions on all the devices. It's also got a fix option, which I'm guessing lets you manually program everything, but I didn't need to use that, so I'm going to steer clear of it. Now we're being asked to create an activity. So push of a button, watch activity will turn on all your devices. So it's giving me the devices that it thinks I'm going to want to turn on when I want to watch TV. It has the Foxtel box selected as default, but I personally watch free-to-air TV more than Foxtel. So going through, lets you pick the input you want. for the TV and the input you want for whatever else you're using. So in this case, the soundbar, which is from the TV. So I've picked these two, pressed the continue button, which is on the right hand side, and then it gives us the option to sort of check that all the inputs have worked. Yes. And if they have, we save the activity up to the hub. And we have an option to check that it works all again by testing it now. And then after that, it checks that it did it properly. And if you confirm it, it goes on to, wait for it, this activities page that lets you create additional activities. So here are some suggested ones. So watch the satellite TV with that Watch TV 2. Just listen to music. So I picked the satellite TV one. And I deleted it for some reason. Can't remember why. Okay, next up it goes through setting up the activity launch buttons and the home control buttons. So these are the three buttons along the top. As you can see, it's got them here. There's two options for each of them, the short press and the long press. So I set, well, I've only got one activity, so we set that one up to be the TV one and no smart home devices. So once you press exit setup, it saves all the settings up to the hub and apparently you're ready to go. And just here, I want to kind of say that this was all really slow. So I've gone through and edited all this, as you probably picked up, and these loading bars take forever. That was kind of an indication of how long each of those stages were. It was, it was 20, it was 30 seconds. Not sure what it was doing. Might have been saving something up to the cloud or just the hub, but it was really, really slow, just the whole thing. But here we are finally presented with our Watch TV activity. So if we just click on it, it says that it's starting the devices. So it's sending up the IR signal to start up the TV and to start up the soundbar in this case. And we're presented with what looks to be the controller. So first up we have a number pad. We got the directional pad, okay, and some channel up, down, back, volume buttons, and a subtitle button just to toggle the subtitles on and off. The question mark sort of presents these fixed buttons. We've got this touchpad thing that lets you make gestures. It looks pretty useless and kind of gimmicky and wanky. We have a favorites button. I'm guessing we can favorite channels somehow. And then we're back to the touchpad there. Okay, and then back out to this home screen. We can see the devices, individual controllers for each of the devices. Just basically mimicking the solid controllers. And over from the side we have this other display. You can press the edit button, add new devices. As you can see, it's kind of the same as in the setup, but we've got some home control settings, so Philips Hue lights and all sorts of other hubs. And we can add additional entertainment devices. But through the entertainment screen, I'm actually trying to add in our air conditioner because it's IR controlled, and the Logitech website says we should be able to control that with this. So I thought, why not give it a try since, it's a smart home hub. So my fat fingers misspelled the thing, but there you go. Adding Panasonic climate control and seems to be successful. Okay, so it wanted me to manually power it on. I can't remember if I did this. I filmed this yesterday. But then it says it's been successfully added and you have the option to add it to an activity. Don't know what you're going to want to do with an air conditioner, but hey, look at that. It's been added, although it doesn't actually have any controls and is completely useless from the Harmony hub. So that's a waste of time, isn't it now? Okay, like I said, I'm going to finish up with my first impressions. At the moment, I'm not that impressed. Of course, I've only had it for an hour and I'm not going to diss it straight out of the box, but so far, I've only managed to get two buttons to work, the Watch TV button and the little movie button. I've managed to get it to change to the Apple TV. Neither of these work perfectly. Actually, neither of them work very well. If I press the Watch Apple TV button while the TV is off, it doesn't change the input. And I haven't been able to get it to change the input to the Foxtel, sort of our satellite box at all. Also, the other thing I've got to acknowledge is, I don't know where my phone is, but the iPhone app is horrible. It is absolutely atrocious. It's buggy, it's broken, the UI doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So there's definitely a lot of room for improvement there. But like I said, I'm not going to just rule it out straight out of the box. I'm giving it a week, and in a week's time, I'm going to do a full review of this system. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. As you can probably see, it's a pretty new channel. I'm only just starting it up now. So subscribe if you enjoyed it, like the video, all that kind of stuff that everyone says. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it for now. See you next time.